So friends, let's see this delicious Goan radish bhaji. So here I've taken the radish or the mulo and I've washed it really well under water. Now we're going to separate the leaves. Ensure that you wash it really well because the radish, has a lot of mud on it, so scrub it well. And then I'm going to soak these leaves in some water to which I've added a teaspoon of salt for about 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to peel this radish really well using a normal potato peeler. And then I'm going to cut the ends off. And now we're going to cut them into rounds like this. Not very thin and not very thick. So this is how it looks. And then cut each round into half. You can also slice the radish first into half and then cut it. Or you can first cut it into rounds and then cut each round into half. Whatever is easier for you. When you're buying the radish, see that it's nice and firm and it looks really, fresh and white in color. And now I'm going to rinse the leaves, dry them well, and I'm going to chop them really fine like what you would do with spinach or any other leafy vegetable. This is a very simple recipe, but it's really, really tasty and delicious and can accompany any other meal. So now we've done the prepping of the radish or the mulo. So let's start making the recipe now. So here I need 1 medium-sized onion and I'm going to use 2 green chilies. You can also use just 1 chili if you don't want it to be, it doesn't become very spicy, but if you want you can cut down on the chilies. And now I'm just going to slit the chili like this. And then cut it up into halves. And now I'm just going to chop the onion. First I'm going to cut it up, peel it, cut off the edges. And I like to take the middle center yellow off. And then just chop them up into small bits or small pieces. Like this. Not too fine. Just in the center and then chop it like this roughly. Okay. So now let's start with the recipe since we've done all the prepping of all the ingredients we need. Now here in a pan I'm just going to use 1 teaspoon of oil. Now here I'm using coconut oil, but you can also use regular oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add the onion as well as the chili. And we're just going to saute this really well till the chili has a nice white coating on it and also the onions become a little translucent. So this is generally how most of the Goan recipes are prepared, the vegetable recipes. Some of them do not even have any oil in them. I will share those recipes too. And now just add all of the mulo, that is the radish as well as the leaves. Fry that also really well with the onions and the chili. And this cooks also really quickly. So fry everything well for a minute. Now I'm just going to add 1/4 cup of water just to fasten the process of cooking, and cook this on a low heat for about 3 minutes. You're going to cover and cook it so that the radish cooks well. After 3 minutes, you'll see that the radish has already cooked. It's become nice and soft. You can check on any of one of the pieces by just pressing them down in the pan. It will cut very easily because it cooks really fast. And also the onions and the onions leave out some water, so that also helps in the cooking. And now we're just going to season it with some salt to taste. And I like to add a pinch of sugar. That's optional, you can leave that out. Mix everything well. Our radish is already cooked, and I'm just going to add some freshly grated coconut, and our lovely Goan Moolo Bhaji is all ready to enjoy. So do try out this recipe. Goan jackfruit seeds sukke, or dry bhaji made of jackfruit seeds. So I've washed the seeds really well and dried them, and now I'm going to pressure cook them for 3 whistles on high and simmer them for 10 minutes. Once they are come to room temperature, we're just going to peel them. Now you can peel them either in this way, or I'll show you an easier way. You can just take a knife and just slit the peel like this, and then the peel just comes off much easier. So just take off the outer peel, which is very hard and rubbery. The inside will be white, as well as you'll have some kind of a brown skin. Keep that, retain that. And this is how it will look. So in this way, just peel all of them. You can even cut them if you're not used to cutting it with the knife directly. Just cut it on a board. It is a little slippery, let me warn you, so just keep your hands very dry, and you can see the peel comes off very easily. So in this way, I have peeled all of the jackfruit seeds, and now I'm just going to cut them into medium sized bites like this. So if you ask me what the texture of this is, it's more like a boiled potato. The texture, the taste is very different, but the texture is like, boiled potato. So I'm just going to chop them up roughly like this into smaller, medium sized cubes. So I get almost a 3/4 of a bowl. And now let's see what other ingredients we require. Very few ingredients. So this is half a cup of freshly grated coconut. Here I have half an inch of ginger and just 2 cloves of garlic that I've chopped fine, 1 green chili chopped fine, 1/4 cup of fresh coriander chopped fine. This is half a teaspoon of jaggery and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper powder, cumin powder, coriander powder and haldi powder. Some salt to taste. That's all we require for this recipe. So let's start with the recipe. So now I'm going to add my coconut to the jar, and I'm just going to retain about 2 teaspoons for garnish. Then I'm also going to add the ginger, the garlic and the green chili. And I'm going to add half of the fresh coriander. I'm going to leave half of the coriander for garnish again. And I'm going to grind this to a very coarse paste. You don't need to add any water. So we're just going to grind this to a paste that looks like this, a very coarse paste. So now I'm going to heat about 2 teaspoons of oil to my pan. So let the oil heat up. We want the oil to be nice and hot. We're going to be cooking on a low to medium flame. Now once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add this ground paste to the oil. And we're going to fry the paste well for about half a minute. Now once our coconut is nicely fried, we're going to add all the powder masalas. So like I said, there was pepper powder, cumin powder, coriander powder and haldi powder. And we're going to fry all of this really, really well. Now these are all homemade powders. I do them at home. I just roast the coriander, make a powder, roast the cumin. So now I'm adding 1/4 cup of water. And again, we're going to mix all of the ingredients really well. And at this point, you'll now get the beautiful aroma of the fried coconut as well as the spices. So we're going to fry this also for another half a minute. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. And we're going to add the jaggery. Now we're going to mix this mixture till the jaggery melts. So continuously stir this and the jaggery will eventually melt. So I like to grate my jaggery, that makes it easier. And once your jaggery is completely melted into the mixture, we're going to add this chopped jackfruit seeds. And now we're going to mix everything so well so that the flavor of all of this bagar, goes and coats the jackfruit seed pieces really well. And we're going to fry this for about at least a whole minute or 2 minutes till everything comes together really nicely. So we're not going to cover and cook this because this is a kind of a dry dish, so we don't want a lot of moisture in this dish. So cook it for about 2 minutes till everything comes together really well, and then turn off the heat and then just garnish it with your chopped up coriander and your grated coconut. And our lovely Goan jackfruit seed sukke is all ready. You can have it all by itself. That's the way I like to have it. Or you can have it with some xitt kodi or with some sorak and rice or some dal and rice or some chapatis and puris also. This dish is very versatile. So friends, let's see this delicious Goan tendli bhaji or tondli bhaji. Now here I've taken 150 grams and I've washed them really well under water, wiped them dry. Now we're just going to cut off the ends or the edges. Now when you're buying your tondli, see that they're nice and firm, that they look nice and dark green in color and they look fresh. If they're soft and all, don't buy them. And also when you cut them and if they're red or pink inside, then please discard them. Now I'm going to cut each tondli into half like this, and then I'm going to thinly slice them into 3 or 4 pieces. They should look like this. Now the amount that I'm using is enough for just about 2 people, but if you want to make it more, then you can just double the quantity. So just chop them like this as fine as possible. You can sometimes get 2 pieces, 3 pieces, depends on how big the tondli is. So that's done. Now we just need to thinly slice slit one chili and just chop 1 onion. A medium size onion or a small onion also will do. So I'm just going to take the chili, cut it into half, cut off the edges and just slit it like this. You can make them into 4s also. And then you're just going to peel the onion, wash the onion really well, peel it, take off the edges. and take off the center yellow, and then just chop them into medium-sized pieces. So this is actually the standard way in most Goan vegetables are prepared. We just require onion, chili, and that's it, and a little bit of salt and sugar and a little fresh coconut. And then just slice the onion. First I'm going to slice it like this thinly. And then cut it up into half. So now our prepping is done, we can start making the recipe. So in a pan I'm going to heat just half a teaspoon of oil. Spread the oil evenly. Once the oil is nice and hot, you're going to add the chili and fry the chili well. So that will flavor the oil. Fry the chili till it has a little bit of a white coating. And we're cooking on low to medium heat. Now once the chili is nicely sauteed, we're going to add our onion. Fry the onion also very well till it's nice and translucent. Now we're going to add our tendli or tonli, in whichever way you pronounce it, and just mix everything well with the bagar. Now this doesn't have a lot of masalas, there's no spices, it's a very simple and plain vegetable, and this mostly goes well with any non-veg food, either chicken or fish. So this is a nice light accompaniment. Now once that is done, I'm just going to flavor it with some salt to taste. Mix it in well. Let the tonli get nicely coated with the oil and the bagar. Now I'm just going to add about 4 tablespoons of water just to help the cooking process. Mix everything really well together. And we're going to cover and cook this for just 2 minutes because it doesn't take a long time for this vegetable to cook. So cover and cook for 2 minutes. Stir in well. It's not yet completely cooked, so we have to cook it a little more. Another 2 minutes. So you can just press down on one of the tonlis and see if they break easily, that means they're cooked. If they're nice and soft, that means they're cooked. Otherwise, just cook it till it's cooked. So you can see that it is breaking, but it just needs a little more of cooking time. So I'm just going to again cover and cook it for some time. And now our tonli is completely cooked. It easily breaks like this, or you can even take it in a teaspoon and just taste it and see whether it's cooked. And now we're just going to add some freshly grated coconut. Mix everything well, and our lovely Goan Tendli Bhaji is all ready to enjoy with some lovely dal and rice and pickle. Do check out all my pickle recipes also, like Goan brinjal pickle, tonli pickle, tendli pickle. I will leave all the links in the description box below. Otherwise, you can just type it in the YouTube search button, Goan tendli pickle, Akshata's recipes, and my recipe will come up first. So our lovely bhaji is all ready to enjoy. So friends, let's start with today's bhendi curry. Now here are the few ingredients. So here I have about 7 to 8 nice firm dark green bhendis. I've washed them really well and wiped them with a nice dry kitchen cloth. Now here I have a few curry leaves, a sprig of curry leaves, say about 8 to 10 curry leaves. Then we're going to need a few other ingredients. So here I have about 5 dried red chilies that I've just broken into halves, half a teaspoon of haldi powder, 1 teaspoon of raw rice, 1 teaspoon of urad dal and methi or fenugreek seeds each, 1 tablespoon of coriander or dhania, half a teaspoon of hing, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, a few kokum or amsul, and about 2 teaspoons of jaggery or gourd, and just half a cup of freshly grated coconut. So now first I'm going to heat a pan and I'm going to dry roast all the spices that I just showed you. That is the chilies, the rice, the dhania seeds, the urad dal, and we're going to roast them for about a minute on a low to medium flame till you get this lovely aroma of all these spices, roasting. Then let them roast really well and keep an eye on them. Don't let them get burnt. So on a low to medium flame, stirring continuously, roast these. Now once they come to room temperature, we're going to grind this along with the fresh coconut, and I'm just going to add about 1/4 cup of water, and we're going to grind this to a very smooth paste, and we're also going to use the masala water. Now I'll just show you how to cut the bhendi or the okra. So you take off the top and the bottom, and always check your bhendi for little bit of worms or anything. Always check it. It should be very clean. And then we're just going to cut them into about an inch pieces like this, big size pieces. So take the top and the ends, both the ends off. Check the bhendi and then cut it up into 1-inch size pieces. So now once this is all done, we can start with our recipe. So here I've heated up a pan and I'm going to use only 1 teaspoon of oil for this recipe. It doesn't require a lot of oil, and we're just going to spread the oil all over the pan. Once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to first add the mustard seeds, also called the mohri or rye. Once they begin to splutter, I'm going to add the asafoetida or the hing. Then I'm going to add my fresh curry leaves. Curry leaves always bring out a lovely flavor to any kind of curry. Mix all of this nicely on a low to medium flame. Mix everything really well. And now we're going to add the turmeric powder or the haldi powder. Again, mix everything nicely. And now we're going to add the cut up okra or bhendi. Again, mix it well with the bagar or the fodni. And now we're just going to add about half a cup of water because we want to cook the bhendi well. And we're going to add this amsul or kokum or sola as they call it in Konkani. And now we're going to cover and cook this on a low to medium flame till the bhendi is nice and soft and cooked. Now the reason we add this sola is because bhendi is a little bit on the slimy side. So you need to add some souring agent. Now if you don't have this amsula, you can add the water of tamarind also. Now we're going to add a masala paste, the ground masala. And we're also going to add the masala water and a little more water, about a 1/4 cup more of water because it is a curry after all, so we need to have it on the runny consistency. So after adding the masala water, I just put a little bit of water in the bowl in which I had the ground masala paste and use that water because it is full of flavor, so we don't want to let go of any of the lovely flavor of this paste. Again, mix everything really well. And then we're just going to cover and cook it on a low to medium flame till this entire mixture comes to a boil. Now once it starts to bubble like this, we add some salt to taste And I'm going to add the jaggery or the jaggery or the gourd or the gourd, and or you can even substitute with sugar if you're not used to using jaggery in your food. You can also substitute it with sugar and mix everything. And again, we're just going to cook this on a low flame till everything comes together really well. And that's it, guys. This beautiful bhendi curry is all ready to enjoy. I hope you give this recipe a try. As well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.